I was blown away by how developed this country actually is. But we don't know that until we are placed here, right? And so when we can come and spend time in Ghana and realize that a lot of those narratives that we've been taught are not true.
Most people from my country are worried about getting sick in another country. I have not gotten sick, and everything has been very hygienic to me. So that has been nothing to fear.
Continue to be hospitable, continue to tell the stories, continue to do YouTube videos. And then the impetus on us is to go and tell others about the beauty of this country.
Racial narratives that we bring with us. And so, can we have the courage to confront those? So, it's more of a spiritual answer than the question that you asked me.
They've told our story, but it's been wrong. Keeping it aligned with the message of leading from experience. They've told our story, but it's been wrong.
Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Ambassador Vix, and I am back with another awesome video. And this time we'll talk about the positivity about Ghana and Africa. As usual, we engage foreigners on their real honest experiences with the target of changing the narrative about Africans and Africa. I have my father, Mr. Jeff, and my mother, Madam Michelle, here.
So our diocese at the school church in Atlanta, Georgia, has gathered a diverse group for could be spiritual trip. And so we have come here to explore racial reconciliation because we're a place where the plantations were that the transatlantic slave trade connected with. So what can we do in our communities and our relationships to create a new narrative of togetherness and not difference?
Mr. Jeff, do you have something to add to what Madam Michelle said?
Yeah, we came here as to learn and to educate ourselves on the truth of the horrors of the slave trade. And so coming here, standing in the place where these human lives were desecrated and brutalized for so many years, and learning how that history impacts us where we are across the ocean. And so this journey is a pilgrimage to walk in those places and to be in and meet the people here and to see how it's affected this community as well.
Madam Michelle, with what has happened, how can we reconcile with the people that were affected by this Nigerian colonization? Some of the weights.
Right. Well, one of the people that I'm very influenced by is Brian Stevenson, and he wrote Just Mercy. And one of the things that was very powerful is to be in proximity to one another, to be close enough to each other so we can understand each other as humans and not as a, um, people treated as property. People should never be treated as property. That should never happen.
So I would like to know your experience within Ghana. Do you feel safe in Ghana?
Oh yeah, yeah. The people, the hospitality, the joy, the welcome is wonderful. There are places here that I feel much safer in than in the United States. Very much so, and just the kindness of all the people here really connects with what Michelle was saying in terms of the only way we can heal is by building relationships and seeing the humanity in each other and sharing that love with one another.
Madam Michelle, let me know what were some of the perceptions you had about Ghana and how has your perception about Ghana changed?
Well, I know that most people from my country are worried about getting sick in another country, any country, but especially one that's not as developed as our country. And I have not gotten sick, and everything has been very hygienic to me. So that has been nothing to fear. And I think that I thought I don't know what to expect, which is part of the travel. Why do we do that? Is like to educate ourselves, and so we are learning, and that's what we're here for. But the fear, the fear is there can be different kinds of fear, and part of what we're dealing with is that some of our fear has to do with um, racial narratives that we bring with us. And so, can we have the courage to uh, confront those? So, it's more of a spiritual question than the answer than the question that you asked me.
Not from papers, not hearsay, but from experience we lead the way. Interviews.
One of the narratives that we're taught implicitly and explicitly is really about the underdeveloped nature of Ghana and Africa in general. So I think one of the things in this is my second trip here. In my first trip, I was blown away by how developed this country actually is, how technologically advanced this country is, how there are so many similarities. People working hard, people who are doing their daily activities, just like anywhere, right? And so I think but we don't know that until we are placed here, right? And so when we can come and spend time in Ghana, that is where we really see and learn and grow, and realize that a lot of those narratives that we've been taught are not true.
So how can we reduce that narrative of Africa being underdeveloped, poor people and all that? What can Ghanaians do to minimize that narrative about themselves?
Well, continue to be hospitable, continue to tell the stories, continue to do YouTube videos, continue to welcome. I mean, you're already doing it, right? And so continue to do that, and then the impetus on us is to go and tell others about the beauty of this country.
So with your narrative, you realize that maybe most of the things that were said weren't true in their entirety.
That is correct.
So just opposing your experience and your real experience here, what can you tell the people out there, especially those who are in the Western world, about Ghana or Africa?
Oh, if you all come here, it is really a beautiful experience. It's also, yes, tragic in the history, but there's so much resilience and forward thinking about um, where this country is going, and despite or maybe because of where it's been, and you learn a lot, and you'll be treated with immense hospitality.
Your last words to the people watching you.
Oh, just thank you. Thank you for embracing us and our group. Thank you for holding on so well to the history. And thank you so much for preserving that history. I think if there was such a place, well, there are places not quite like this, but if there were such places in the United States, we would have probably torn them down a long time ago to erase the history. I love how Ghana embraces that history and carries it forward so that we really can say that this will never happen again.
Okay. All right. So I would like to thank you. I appreciate you guys for participating in this narrative, in the want to change that narrative about Africa and Africans. I wish you a safe trip back home.
Praise you so much. Very glad to meet you.
This change now reflects leading from the experiences of those who know the truth, enhancing the authenticity of the journey. How does this sound?